Okay. Okay, energy. Okay. Okay, three, two, one.
Okay, one, two, three. Cheers, Mars!
Kamusta my fellow Filipinos from across the globe?
Hindi po kami lasing.
We're just happy to be here.
Welcome to the Mars
What na? Podcast!
where our conversation is free-flowing.
Like the alcohol that we may or may not be drinking.
You've got your kumares.
Michelle, aka Cheng Babe, and
Bethany, aka Betcha by Gali Wow, and today we have a special episode here for you. Since our third season is all about relationships, we're going to be talking about one of the most important relationships that you'll be having in your adult life. It's workplace relationships. You want to share more about that, Mars?
workplace relationship. So it could be workplace relationship with friends, workplace
Mm-hmm.
relationship with yourself and your job, and
Yep.
then the intriguing one, the relationship, the romantic relationships.
If
If
there
there's
are
some juice you
any.
guys want to share, go.
Yes. Feel free. We want to learn about those little office flirtations. You know what I'm
Oh my
saying?
god.
Okay, sige. So yes, we're more than happy to have two of our special guests today. So we have two kumpares. We have first. Let's welcome Kumpareng Carlo. Welcome to Mars Whatna podcast, Kumpareng Carlo.
Hey, what's up? What's up?
What's up? What's up?
Kumusta mga
Yeah.
mares?
Yeah. I'll go ahead and add in our Kumpareng Jet to the stream. Hello.
Hello.
Yep.
Good evening, good morning, good afternoon.
Oh yes.
What's up?
Okay. Do you guys want to maybe introduce yourselves, and maybe you could also talk about your current work?
Oh,
Yeah, would you like to go first, Kumpareng Carlo, or
ako ba muna? Sige. Um, as you guys know, my name is Michael Carlo. I used to be working as a HR in a financial industry. Financial
ooh,
industry, wealth management industry, basically. Um, Currently working as a project management associate sa
ooh.
isang financial printing naman. Yeah, financial printing company currently. But um, I think I'll leave it to that first.
Okay, sure. We
Yeah.
shall like expound on that a little bit
Yeah.
later.
And you're here in Hong Kong, diba?
Yes, and I am
Diba?
here in Hong Kong currently.
Yes.
Yes, neighbor.
I know, right?
Yeah, he lives really like 20 minutes away from us, so
About
yeah.
Okay.
Kumpareng Jet, ikaw
Yes, please
naman.
share na rin.
It's my turn. Yeah. So me, I'm Jethro. But yeah, you could just call me Jet. So I'm in the IT industry. I've been here for some time already. So
Nice.
I am a software engineer. Um, yeah. So basically, I am currently in working in an outsourcing agency. So basically, we're just deployed in some of the clients of the agency. And yeah, we usually just develop stuff for them and do maintenance. Yeah, something like that.
Nice. And
Nice.
you are in
Oh yeah, I'm in Singapore at the moment.
Singapore.
Yep,
Singapore. Give us a tour when we get there.
yep, sure.
Nakalimutan namin yung locations namin actually.
Uh, Nasa Pinas. I just want to ask, comparing Jet, like how long have you been working in Singapore?
Yep. So in Singapore, I've been here since 2013.
Oh,
So I think it's
mahaba-haba.
8+ years already.
Ah. What? So was it work that brought you to Singapore, or did you
Mm,
just? How did
yeah,
you end
it's
up
really
there?
work actually.
Really
It's
work?
also
They.
it's also my first time going out of the country actually.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
And first is Singapore. Damn.
Mm.
Risk
Kumusta
taker.
naman yung adjustment over the years? Like,
Mm.
was it a really big difference ba between Singapore, Philippines?
At start, yeah, but not much adjustment because, well, comparing to Philippines, it's really convenient,
Mm.
travel-wise and everything, facilities. Siguro yung isa lang is because before in the Philippines, I've been living with my parents, with my family.
Ah.
So they've been taking care of me. But here, when I move, everything is up to me already.
Naging fully
Adult.
independent
Yeah,
ka.
I became fully
Yes.
independent.
Nice.
Eto
Okay.
naman.
Yes.
Carlo, ready ka? Ready ka na ba?
Saan, saan naman?
Eto, have you always loved working in your job, the job that you're currently in, or like you're like, okay, I've always wanted to try this?
Okay, I mean, if I'm being honest about kasi
Yeah.
bago pa lang ako sa trabaho, first of all.
Mm.
Tapos sobrang iba talaga yung, kung anong ginagawa ko previously
Yeah.
Mm.
comparison to now, 'di ba? And the shifting schedule, my schedule ko kasi rin iba, sobrang iba. So, I can't say right now na gustong-gusto ko yung trabaho ko. Pero what I can say is, I'm still thankful that I have a job and,
Mm.
Mhm.
I'm learning something new right,
True.
'di ba? Miss
That
Universe yun.
yeah. Thank you for the question.
Ganun na lang.
Next contestant, Jet.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you have you like have that thought na okay, I actually like this job before
Yeah.
entering?
Did you also like was this related to your course somewhat? This
Mm.
IT, was it something you pursued from the beginning and you were like, "Yes, I want to do this," and then you were talaga looking for abroad opportunities ba?
So starting from my course, so it's really related. I graduated computer science. So
Mm.
ever since I took my previous jobs, even my previous jobs, it's all related to computer science, IT programming.
Mm.
So it's really a thing
Mm.
that I wanted ever since.
Mm. Yeah,
Nice.
so that was like
You
a
want to
you
go
had
back.
like a goal in mind na parang yes, I want to achieve all this and then yeah, then you ended up there
Yeah.
in Singapore. Mm.
How's the environment in your current workplace naman? Is it very tight where you're close with your colleagues or you have your own spot and then they'll just go to you? Let's go, Carlo.
Yeah, I'm
And
imagining. Yeah, and it's more. Is it more like free, casual type, or like? Because when I think of two types of office, meron yung as in like really strict, like
there's
oh, when
corporate.
work, it's work. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
corporate, and then if the other one, it's more like yeah, like just hang out
Um,
tayo.
true in a way. So through? Ano daw? No, true. No, I mean, my previous job as an HR, it used to be very, very corporate. Pero, before I left, we had like flexi time, yung mga ganun. We incorporate ano, flexi time. Tapos working from home na because of COVID, yung ganun.
Yeah, yeah.
In terms of the environment there, it's much more friendlier.
Mm.
Or I think they're just friendly because HR nga ako.
True, true naman.
Sometimes, diba? Or, on my current job naman, I can say it's pretty casual overnight
Mm.
yung shift,
Overnight.
if it's overnight.
Mm.
Pero really serious kapagka morning
Has to
shift
be.
and mid-shift kasi siyempre
Mhm.
you're gonna be busy with the clients you're talking to or you're communicating with. Yeah, I think it's much more lack in my current job.
How
Jet.
about for you, Jet? Yes.
Yep. So actually, my current job is pretty much relaxed. It's not that strict. The
Mm-hmm.
thing is, we could wear anything. We could
Oh,
go
saya.
anytime to work. We could,
Mm.
as long as we attend meetings, we do deliverables, and we don't have any commitments. We're actually free to work anytime, anywhere. So
Oh,
even
okay.
pre-pandemic, but
Oh,
now
really? Pre-pandemic?
even
Oh,
pre-pandemic. So that's sometimes what I do. I just fly home and sometimes work there. I even have times like
wow.
I fly to some other place and I work remotely from there.
So
What?
yeah, that's the life, I think.
Yeah,
Like work talaga from anywhere. Oh.
but
So
even
just yeah,
go ahead.
go ahead, please.
But yeah, actually, so like even in the office, we're not that strict. I mean, the people I work with, managers, even leads or so, we're just having casual conversations. We're just like friends, and we have these like facilities in the office that makes us like bond together. Like we have table tennis and stuff. So we
Wow.
usually
Wow.
just
So
play
yeah.
around. Yeah.
Can
Like
you
work hard,
recommend
play hard
us?
sila. Pwede sign up
Yeah.
Yeah,
recruitment.
we'll send you our resume.
Sure, sure.
Baka may
Yeah, but
opening dyan.
seeing from your answers, it's like because our next question was like, how effective do you think is these kind of like what works for you? Do you prefer the more casual work environment? Do you think it helps you work harder, or would you prefer to be like that, like parang serious, so that like parang kasi some people if it's all play lang, medyo they don't concentrate, walang nagagawa. Like which one talaga works for you, and how do you
Hmm.
uh yeah, which one,
Whoever.
Carlo?
Ikaw muna, Jet.
Sige ako.
Ah,
So
sige, si Jet muna.
following my previous answer. So we have those stuff, right? Actually, not only
Mm-mm.
that, we have arcades and stuff. There's a lot of
Oh
things
my
that we could do in the
gosh.
office.
Sorry.
And that's one of the things I'm having a hard time before, because we have this we always play, we
Yeah.
always have tea times, coffee breaks, we have a lot of breaks. So, and we
Oh
have
my gosh.
meetings in between of that, and we have lunch break as well. So where do you do work? So it's like you
True.
need to know where to say no, like, hey, I'm trying to finish something. But normally most of the times we finish fast, or sometimes we do it in other times in wee hours. But in the office it's like play, 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 enjoy and
Oh
stuff
wow.
actually. Like that one.
I'm curious, like, what would your
Ah,
bosses think, no? Like, once you're in the arcade, gumagawa ba 'to ng ano, trabaho or naglalaro
The
lang?
funny thing is, it's actually the boss who's actually asking us, "Hey, are you guys free to play
Ah, ikot
table
talaga.
tennis?" Yeah, they're actually the ones who's asking
wow.
us. So it's really hard to
Masama
say no when they're asking you to play with them.
ay
Mm-mm.
naku.
My gosh,
Yeah.
I should have
Hasimuno,
chosen computer science as my
'di ba?
course.
So
Dapat yun ang
you
Actually,
could easily
But yeah,
you
don't get
could
me wrong, okay? It's just my current company, because my previous ones,
oh.
I've been in those settings like they're very strict. Even
yeah.
timing,
Mm-mm.
you're a bit late, you're being fined, you're being evaluated negatively. And
Mm-hmm.
I experienced those where we needed to wear coat and tie, something like
Oh
that
wow.
in the office. So now it's like a very, very different, very free
Mm.
environment for me, which is I really like actually.
Now you
I'm
can wear a
curious.
hoodie.
Yeah, I'm curious. Lang, is this like this company? Is it like as in Singapore company, like run by Westerners, ba? Or and then your previous companies were these in like just locals or like in the Philippines? I just wanted.
But
I'm curious about like
for sure.
bakit ganun yung style.
So my previous company here, it's actually
Mm-mm.
a very traditional, because it's a bank. So we are like
Oh, okay, okay,
having some
okay.
clients come over. So
Mm-mm.
yeah, we need to wear those
Of course,
clothes
yes.
and stuff. But
Office attire
while
talaga.
office attire talaga, while my current company, so we have clients, but it's quite free actually.
Mm-mm.
And they're very progressive. It's a Western company that's just based
Mm-mm.
in there, Singapore. So
Mm-mm.
yeah, I think most
Free.
Western companies are like that,
Yeah,
especially.
I think so
Mm.
too.
Very chill.
sometimes too chill.
Too chill.
True. But now you guys know, I mean, like, Jet, you know your limit. Now you're like, okay, I'm getting too distracted. Go stay away, do my job.
Yeah, yeah, because we have other that, so because we play and stuff, right? But we still have deadlines. Deadlines aren't moving,
Mm.
Ah,
and
True
then we have meetings.
naman.
Everyone's asking about deadlines, so we need to report something.
Deadline to
pressure.
speak up.
Okay,
Yeah.
so they're like, play pa rin, pero you need to submit on time. Yeah.
Mm-mm.
Mm-mm.
Yep. Yep.
Yung
Good.
parang work hard, play hard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Na,
Nice, nice.
Is yours chill too, Carlo?
Carlo.
eto. No, currently, because I'm doing more of a private project with like similar to client servicing. I can't say it's too relaxed, pero kapag how do you say that? Kapag wala naman silang filing, for example, so hindi ko na kailangang ayos or hindi ko na kailangang mamblema
Hmm.
kasi it's always black and white sa amin. So yeah, I mean in terms of my current one, yeah, not too heavy or not too bad. Previously, same as Jet, let's say na deadline fighter talaga. And since I'm working with visas as well, I always have to constantly communicate with the visa section sa immigration, yung ganun, and the other person, the person who needs the visa work. So yeah, just stressful din.
Mm.
Because like important document, you don't want to
Exactly.
Yeah.
mess it up.
But
You don't, exactly. Habulin ka ng mga ano.
This guy.
this person,
I know.
Hey, so we've already like talked about then like how important the work environment is to your well-being, what makes you stick around with the work and everything. But you mentioned then like pre-pandemic and all that. Like, has the pandemic made you rethink your relationship with towards work? Like, parang did you guys enjoy? I mean, with Jet we saw na sabi niya even pre-pandemic he was already doing that same practice na as like work from anywhere. But what about you, Carlo? Did it like make you rethink like, oh, like this kind of work style does not work for me na parang having to show up all the time and like on like 9 to 5, or did you prefer like working from home ganun ganun?
it's difficult din. I mean, in terms of because when I was on my previous job, it was more of a transition from 9 to 6 job
Mm-mm, mm-mm,
to a flexi work.
mm-mm.
Kasi nga siyempre, pre-COVID, palagi kami nasa office, palagi
Yeah.
kaming makipag-usap sa clients or
Mm-mm,
anyone that needs help, nandoon kami. But with the software, with the new applications now, we can always work from home, 'di ba? Thanks
Yeah.
to those application, nakakapag-work from home kami. So
Mm-mm.
in that transition, I was adjusting, medyo mahirap talaga mag-adjust from 9 to 6 to flexi.
Mm-hmm.
I would prefer like
Mm-hmm.
flexi working hours or working from home and then just go to the office from time to time if it's really needed.
Mm-mm.
In my current job, need talaga pumunta sa office kasi,
Walang choice.
because of the confidential filing, iba rin yung clients namin. So, yeah, I would still prefer flexi hours.
Yeah.
Yeah, kasi at least if there are any emergencies, you can always put that priority. Leave muna work, leave work. Yeah.
How do you balance work and real life, Jet?
Work in real life. Yeah, actually, that's
Do
a
I?
difficult question to answer now since it's pandemic, right? And
Mm-mm.
everyone's expected to work from home. So
Yeah.
sometimes, so my current office setup is actually in my room. So it's like when I wake up, I sit in my laptop, and it's still my room. So there's no environment change.
Uh-uh.
So how do I actually have this work life balance? So right now I'm usually going out. I'm more of an outdoorsy person now. Now that it's
Yeah.
pandemic, I do the gym. I try to ride the bike going elsewhere. I really love
Mm.
going out because if I'm just stuck in my room, I just work, 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 or
True
do
naman.
stuff related to work, something like.
Maloloka ka.
Mm,
And you're
Mm-mm.
just staying
Mm-mm.
inside your room. You're like, okay, what am I
yeah.
gonna do now? Should I clean the corner? Should I?
Mm-mm.
But actually even yung work setup na minsan nasa room lang, minsan talagang naano ko sa space, eh. Kasi 'pag sa office, naka-laptop kami and puwede kaming mag-work kahit saan. So, naglilipat-lipat lang kami ng area.
Oh, yeah,
So,
yeah,
minsan
yeah.
dito lumalabas din ako sa may sala or minsan, I meet with my teammates. Even them, they want to talk to real people, like where
Yes.
they're facing with someone. So, we meet in some cafe and stay there for some time. And I even tried, like, working in a park while leaving our
Oh,
laptops on a
nice.
bike. Actually,
That's so interesting.
it's just hard to take meetings on a park because the sound is really loud.
Yeah.
Mm-mm.
Yeah.
But at
Yeah,
least
but
it's
you
something new.
yeah, you
Mm.
need that like parang visual stimulus or just like a change, right? Because like if you're in the same, especially since you're so used to being able to work, sabi mo, from anywhere from any country, and then suddenly to be confined in just one space, medyo, I understand it would limit your creative or your process of like working.
Mm.
Okay,
Or
so
Wait, let's see. Carla, do you want to share?
add to
How do you
that.
balance?
how
Mm-mm.
do you balance ba?
Yeah.
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 I mean, that was a very difficult topic last year or on my previous job. Kasi nga syempre, they all got used to working from the office and then suddenly moving to working from home. So halos lahat ng tao or halos lahat ng katrabaho ko palagi silang, "Paano 'to? Papaano 'to? Tulungan mo kami dito." Yung alam mo yung parang they came back from knowing everything to, "Oh gosh, what's this?" And as yun na nga, as me as an HR, sometimes I would also check up on them because syempre of their mental stress. Syempre
Yeah.
bago sila or bago pa lang yung situation nila working from home. Whereas other people, other workmates or work are actually fine with work. Pero yung
Mm-hmm.
ibang bago or got really used to doon ako doon ako nagfo-focus rather kasi nga syempre mas bata ako sa kanila. I can say na mas bata ako sa kanila. And I try to like hindi naman make them happy or pero, yun nga make them sane kasi ako rin
Yeah.
nababaliw minsan kapagka
Yeah.
nasa taas
Oo.
ng kama ko,
Mm-mm.
bababa lang ako dito. Oh, work. So,
Mm-mm.
in terms of work-life balance, previous it was really then now, with job and the shifting schedule, that was another difficult task for me. Kasi
Mm.
syempre
Of course.
7 to 4 and then suddenly 2 to 11 and then 10 PM to 7 AM.
My God.
So I couldn't it was really difficult on the first 3 months of work for because of the time. Then minsan ko na nga lang nakikita si Mars Cheng. But yeah, here currently I would say balancing usually will be on tulog ka na.
And then do it all over again.
Yeah, less outdoorsy naman ako ngayon comparing to Jet. I used to be very outdoorsy.
Yeah, he used to hike. He used to hike a lot, right?
Yes, yes.
Ito naman, it's like more on family. So, does your work life get affected with contacting your family in the Philippines or being with them here in Hong Kong? How is it between you and your family and work?
Yeah. Especially for Jet, you before you said you could fly home to the Philippines, no? Just to see them and work from there. So how has it been now? How long has it been since you've gone home?
Yeah. So the last time I've been back home is March 2019. I still
Oh my
remember.
gulay.
March
What
2019,
time?
March 16, March 16. And then March 17, it's the lockdown in the Philippines.
Hala.
Oo. And
Yeah.
then you had to
So
leave agad-agad. Oo.
I was lucky back then because when they announced the lockdown, my flight was really on the 16th, so I was able to fly out.
Oh,
I have
okay,
colleagues
okay.
who also went back to the Philippines and they stayed there for a year with the
Na-stranded, yeah.
lockdown actually. So yeah, going back to the question. So okay, pre-pandemic, I came into a point like I book flights every month going home.
Mm-mm.
So I think that made them more really prepared enough with the pandemic situation. They came into a point like, oh, you're here again. Then it's like the next week, next 2 weeks, it's like the next month. Oh, you're here again. Why are you here? Do you still have a job? Something like, may trabaho ka pa ba? Sure ka bang okay ka pa sa work mo? I came into that point that they got fed up with me appearing every now and then.
Ikaw na naman, nandito ka pa.
So yeah, after during the pandemic, I think we just do constant calls like every now and then, and yeah, it's a bit sad though because every Christmas I make it open. Christmas and New Year, I'm in the Philippines. I'm with
Mm-mm.
my family, but now it will be the second holiday season that I won't be with them. But
Mm-mm.
yeah, they understand and they're actually the ones who's actually telling me not to go home because they're afraid I
Oh,
might be stuck there or I might something
Yeah.
might happen there.
yeah.
So yeah, just
So,
constant communication from time to time. And work wise, so there are moments like because my work time is like free. So in between work sometimes I just call my mom to chica.
Catch up, catch up.
So,
Yeah,
makikismis.
catch up.
Marites,
Yeah, Marites mode. And yeah, my mom is also working from home, so I get the latest chica
Oh,
in our
yun.
neighborhood, like their problems. I hear it every day sometimes.
Si Maring
So
Updated ka.
ano,
I'm always
totoo.
updated.
alam mo
So
yung
yeah.
anak ni ano.
It's very common yung ganun, no?
Mm.
Mm-mm.
Yung nasa harapan natin, ito.
Oo.
It's
And
more
for
on,
some reason, hindi naman talaga ako tsismoso dati, pero na-enjoy ko siya.
Parang ano na, teleserye, you're like,
Oo,
sinusubayan mo,
sinusubaybayan.
oo,
Mm.
mo na ngayon.
pass away. Curlo, how
Yeah.
about you with your family? Do you have time with them?
Yeah, with this current, yeah, work scheduling.
I mean, here is ang family ko is my sister. Since mom is in the Philippines, right?
Mhm.
Constant communication naman with mom. Yes, just same as Jet. Pag
Nakikichismis?
nakikimarites din si mama,
Pinay mom things.
right?
'Di ba?
So, but yeah, usually kasi sa WhatsApp message and she would just send rat. Yung she likes to make things snap. Where
Oo,
before kasi ayaw niya parang chill lang siya sa bahay, maglilinis.
mm,
Yeah.
Dun sa Philippines, sasabihin niya na, "Oh, bored na ako, gagawa ko nito,
mm.
gagawa ko." But yeah, during work naman with that one, I with my current situation, I would still or basically I would still have communication. My sister, kapag kauwi ako,
Yeah.
just let her know when to work, diba, yung mga
Yeah.
ganun. Just to let out
Update.
stress. Yeah.
Yes.
Kuwento lang kung anong puwedeng ikuwento. Of course, hindi naman kailangan private stuff, pero yeah, just in
Yeah.
general.
Speaking of
Yes.
stress, you mentioned stress. Kasi especially for, I mean, both of you, your hours nga are medyo, like I said, like different time than usual or regular. Like how does one, or how do you guys regulate your own emotions at work? And then after that, would you like to share maybe a story na you've had an experience where, I don't know, maybe it, like, na push ka to a certain point na you had to either like take a break or something, or use that method talaga
Mm.
to help you. Yeah. Yeah.
Mag-yoga,
You.
Yoga.
joke.
You.
Jet,
What
ikaw na.
about,
Ay, ako muna,
yeah,
sige.
sure.
Ay,
Nagtuturoan.
Nagtuturoan.
sino ba?
Hmm. Actually, so, as how Carlo knows me also, I'm quite a passive person. I usually don't like having conflicts. I want to keep everyone have like a good work relationship. So yeah, you won't really encounter those moments where there are actually some arguments with some of the teammates when they're like they want their ideas to be like
Mm-mm.
agreed upon on something. But sometimes it really doesn't work. It doesn't fit. Yeah, there are moments na ganun na kapag sobra na talaga sila. Tas naiinis na talaga ako. Dati sa Philippines, well, kasi nagtatagalog. Usually meeting medyo mahinahon. Nagsi-street
Oo.
English ako. Once na nag-street
Yeah.
Mm-mm.
English ako, ewan ko, nakatingin na silang lahat sa akin. Pero, ibig sabihin, inis na ako. Pero, kinokontrol ko lang street English. But, different here, kasi English naman talaga yung medium.
Oo.
Walang
Mm-mm.
difference, mag english lang din. Pero, when I feel that I'm really angry or so, I can control it. I just stay quiet or just pause. Let's take a break because it doesn't really end up well when everyone is angry, when
Oh
everyone
my
True.
has
gosh.
a
True.
hot head. So it's better to actually continue when everyone's in the right state of mind again. And
Yeah.
yeah, after that one, so when we return, I try to break the ice, to tell some jokes, to just get them to the happy side for a bit, and then we go back to the topic again. At least we
Nice.
have
True.
a bit of a break, and they could think like, oh yeah, perhaps he has a point and something like that.
Mm-mm.
And yeah, sometimes if it doesn't work in the current meeting, for example, if there's a weekend, I give them the weekend. So at least during the weekend, we have like some time to like relax and see. And actually, it works sometimes. So the next week on Monday, they'll realize what you're saying and stuff, and it works out actually. So
Yeah,
yeah.
That makes sense.
giving
Mm-hmm.
yourself time to think and calm down,
Mm-mm. Yeah,
and the
we
way
we.
you like regulate like the situation, like, okay, we need to stay quiet, you do you, we'll get
Yeah.
back
Mm-mm.
to it.
It's a good thing.
Mm-mm.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a
Good.
good method. Yeah.
Good.
What about you, Carlo?
He'll stay angry, magdadaho ka siya.
Magdadabog.
Lagi ako naka-smile, pero galit na talaga ako. Joke
Naiinis
lang.
na ako.
Gigil ako
Ikaw
sa'yo.
talaga, sobra ka
Ayun,
na.
jokes aside diba, previous I thought I could stress before working as
Mm-mm.
syempre or customer service,
Mm-mm.
and that's the I mean, I can say it's the most difficult for me. It's a customer service, always making them happy, yung gano'n, just
Yes.
ano, and kahit na yung stress level mo tumataas, naka-smile ka pa rin. Pero I mean, in terms of sa HR job ko before, there was one time, sobrang stress ako kasi yung manager ko on leave.
Mm-mm.
Tapos
Mm-mm.
kami lang dalawa. We were just
Oh no.
kami lang talaga dalawa na nagwo-work together. Tapos siyempre pinaubayan niya sa'kin yung mga work niya, yung mga work na kailangan kong i-follow up kasi nga siyempre mawawala. May isang moment na, hindi ko alam kung anong gagawin ko. Hindi naman ako umiyak per se, pero parang I cut everything from ano, from my workmates. Tapos sabi ko, "I need time." Please don't
Yeah.
contact, inaano ko muna sa iba kong work na yung puwede nilang tawagan. I mean siyempre kasi nga siyempre, bagong tao, and then sudden ang daming questions, and then there's another
Yeah.
workload na medyo stress ako for about I can say na siguro it took me 30 minutes to just breathe.
Yes.
Yeah.
I think I was working from home but anyway, yeah, there was that moment that I was really stressed out tapos parang wala akong makausap. So, good thing is my sister is my workmate din. So, I just really talked to her. Sabi ko, "Te, I need your help. I just need to vent this out."
They're venting. Yeah.
Oh my God. But tama rin yung sinabi ni Jet na in mind na if it's on the weekend, you don't think about leave it as it they're stressed. Diba?
Mm-mm.
I mean, share ko lang ulit. There's also
Yeah.
another. I mean, there was one time before I actually really quit. I was being pressured in a way na kung bakit ko ginawa yun, bakit ano. Ang daming tanong na why
Mm-mm.
Mm.
rather than how can we improve this or how can we fix this. It's always bakit kasi, bakit ganun, bakit, and those questions I can't really answer kasi
Mm.
syempre I've done it. I can't think of
Change
why
it.
I've done it. I mean,
Mm.
now I'm thinking about how I can fix it, 'di ba? Rather
Yeah. Rather
ra-
than waste time asking why.
yeah.
And
So there were two or three heads of the department, especially yung head of HR ko namin.
mm,
Nagtanong sa akin bakit ko.
yun ko
Wait,
sa'yo.
bahala ka diyan. Hindi, joke lang. Yeah. But then that was the time na sabi ko, "Okay, I think I really this job." I did what I can. So yeah, that was one of the reasons bakit ako
Mm.
Mm.
all the questions na naman dapat ma-focus on.
Still have that pressure now
Now,
from
oh yeah,
your.
the current job naman, not as much pressure. Basta kung tinuro na sa'yo, it's good to still ask questions.
Of course.
But then if that question is always yung para bang redundant, palagi mo tinatanong, hindi mo naman
Mm.
inaayos, siyempre iba na yun.
Sirang plaka lang.
Oo, sirang
Mm.
plaka lang, mema lang, memematang ka lang talaga.
Yun nga, like what you shared, you mostly vent to ate, right? So
Yeah.
Mm.
for Jet, who do you usually vent? Myself.
Me. Actually, I'm
Yeah.
before when well, still now, I vent out to my mom whenever like I'm really stressed, especially back then when I'm in the Philippines. I'm stressed at
Mm-mm.
work. I just talk to her. I don't like this job anymore, something like that one, or if something happened.
Yeah.
But now I really talk to her when I started becoming independent. But sometimes I just vent it out to some of my friends, close friends. I ask
Mm.
for their insights. I'm more of like
Yeah.
that person. Or I just I keep my extracurricular activities like going out. and sometimes I also, yeah, I like playing games as well.
Mm.
So that's one of
Nilalabas sa
my, yeah, I
pagsi-stream.
just play games. Afterwards, after playing game, okay na ako. So game
Mm.
ulit tayo. Work ulit.
Parang you can do those aggressive games, no? Yung mga
Yeah.
combats and stuff.
Oo.
And then, kill, kill,
Yeah, yeah,
kill.
yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
and
actually, I want to kill in the game.
You let it all
tapos
out there.
Mm.
pangalanan mo ng pangalan ng whoever
Ito
pissed you
yung
off.
si
Tas,
ito
ikaw,
si
ikaw, ikaw.
ano, tapos ito si
Oh yeah,
pinapatay.
yeah. So one more thing. So because yeah, earlier this year we me and my colleague we signed up for a gym, like a
Yeah.
martial arts gym. So we have like these bags. It actually
Oh,
helps. Like you have a bag there and you punch all of your stress out. It really
nice,
helps.
nice,
Yeah.
nice.
So when they see you at when people see you working and then you're punching, ay
They
nasa-stress
won't
na
even
naman si Jen.
bother. They won't even bother.
Like,
He
okay.
might punch me.
Good
They
space,
will
good
think
space.
twice actually.
LGBTQ
Pass
space.
away. Yeah.
Yes, yes,
Exactly.
do your thing. Yeah, so yeah, as you can say, parang it's really important then, like, to have someone na bangayan or someone to vent to,
Mm.
or like a hobby to like channel all of those, stress that come from work and everything. So like we were talking about, the people that you turn to. Yeah, friendships as well. Like, it's good to have friends from work. Is it easy but to maintain or make friendships, as in true friendship, from work? Has that always been the case for you guys? Like, do you, when parang like, diba, like, of course you have those common like acquaintances from work, but then when do you move it to the next level na parang, okay, we're actual friends, we'll hang out outside, ganun.
Both of you are trying to avoid the questions by looking up.
Ah, well, same position pa yung tinitingnan namin.
Yeah,
No,
same.
yeah, I can say naman na, still make friend work din. I mean, for me, I've met Harold and he was my work,
Mm.
Cheng's hubby.
Hubby.
Yes. So, ilang years na rin kami magkakaibigan ni Harold.
Mm-mm.
And currently I mean, from my previous job din, it really depends din sino yung mga o kung sinong click mo sa work.
Mm-mm.
Kasi
Sino ka-vibe mo?
yeah, exactly. Ka-vibe. You can have enemies at work, you good friends at work, pero after working hours naman, you can still be friends with all of them, 'di ba?
Mm-mm.
Exactly.
Work-wise, hindi kayo magkakaintindihan, pero after work, you're good friends. Parang gano'n. May mga
Mm.
ano naman, just to keep it simple, yeah, you can make friends naman at work, and it's nice to always separate professional with
Yes.
ano,
True.
with friends.
Mm.
Wala na akong sabi.
Basta yun na yun.
Yun na yun, basta yun na yun.
Yun na yun. Basta friends,
Understood,
work.
understood.
Back
Yeah.
to
Mm.
you, Jet.
Back to me. Okay. Um, Actually, okay, I can start like before when I started working, I had this idea that I need to separate professional life from my
Mm.
personal life. So when I started, I really had less or few friends. And I'm not the one who really initiated the relationships. They're the ones who initiated the relationships with
Ay,
me.
wow,
Come to me.
bakit?
Seriously, yeah. Because back
Habang-
then, my first job were like we're 50 in the office,
Mm.
50 people, and it's like I'm quite culture shocked. Before I'm used to like working alone, doing my own stuff. Then suddenly introduce me to a group of people,
People.
50. Everyone's like, hi, 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 and
Yeah.
first I
Be
don't know.
friends.
Yeah, so I used to be alone back then, but there's like these people who are like just approached me, and because I'm quiet and I look nice to them, so we hang out.
I look nice.
Yeah, we didn't have that much interests. Actually, I am more into gaming and stuff, but they're
Mm-mm.
like girly girls, so they talked about their crushes.
Mm.
When they're talking about their crushes, I'm just listening. Okay, that's their crush. But
So,
the thing is,
good luck.
as long as it's like we have like we just talk about stuff, random stuff. As long as they're listening,
Mm.
they're there to accompany you. It's fine
Mm-mm.
with me. But then afterwards, I realized, oh, what if I try to be more friendly, more casual with work? So that's when things changed. Because at the first, I'm not really attached. But then when
Mm.
I became more attached to people, it's really hard to like separate your personal stuff. You go out with them and stuff,
Yeah.
but it's enjoying at some
Yeah.
point. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
the thing. But yeah, on one more thing. So I think it also helps to actually set this have this sort of relationship with your friends. I mean, in the office, because you
Yeah.
Mm-mm.
know you'll build this rapport. It will help
Tama.
you work wise. You know how their usual attitude. Because sometimes I've had these encounters with people that I just initially I talk to them at work and I feel that they're so rude and stuff.
Mm.
Mm.
But I didn't really meet them personally, hang out with them personally. But there's a time that we were introduced. We had the chance to have a drink and a talk about random stuff. And afterwards, oh, I know why he's like that during work.
Mm-mm.
And afterwards, I
Mm,
understand it's just work. It's just his way. Then
mm-mm.
yeah, it actually works well for us afterwards.
Yay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
parang you'll get to know where they're coming from. You'll get to know bakit, yeah, nga, like why, like their personality. Like sometimes, diba, you have a different way you present yourself in work, and then
Mm.
afterwards you're like, okay, I'm chill lang. Work was work. Yeah,
Yep,
tama,
yep, yep.
tama.
Well, was
Yeah.
there ever a chance, a moment where, beginning of your friendship stage, it got affected because of like what happened outside, and then at work it's so awkward because of what happened, maybe awayan or
Oo.
drama
or something else.
Or
or
something
something
else. Oh, are we
else?
going there? We're going to the juicy.
What that mean?
Oh,
Okay,
Juicy.
starting.
you first, me first.
Um, ikaw na muna, bro.
Oh, sige. Oh, sige. Well, yun nga, dun darating yung part na, okay, dumating ako sa point na sobrang nag-enjoy ako. Pero kasi, I drink out with them, with some of these friends in the office. But there's a time that I really lost control. Like, I got drunk.
Yeah.
Afterwards, it became the talk in the office. It's really not, I prefer not having that experience because it will affect your
Course.
professional, your
Oh my
view
gosh.
of
Yes.
you, something like that one. But I think that's still better. Deeper level,
Yeah.
for example, there are people who are actually fighting emotionally, like someone's boyfriend
Mm.
is in the office and the next girlfriend is also there. It really
Oh
affects
no.
the it's not
Awkward.
me, not my experience, but I see some of those that yeah,
LQ.
it's not a good idea.
True. Oh,
Yeah.
really.
Ano,
Go,
what
Carlo.
what what are your juicy stories?
wala naman. I mean, as an HR kasi, I would know a lot of
Yeah,
from
of
my previous work.
course. It's
But
reported to you.
pero syempre, I still in person.
Yeah.
Whenever we do drink out or
Mm-mm.
whenever we go out, magkukuwento sa akin na, "Si ganito, nilalandi si ganito," or "Grabe naman 'to, puwede mo bang i-report 'to?" Sabi and the only thing that I
Oh.
would say is, if you wanna report it to me at work, and
That's
we
it.
would
Tama.
we would put it ano, we would put it in file, ask us some question. I won't just spill it rather than siyempre we're protecting the company, we're also protecting
Mm-mm.
the ano, the employee itself, it's gonna be conflict.
Tama.
Yung current naman wala I mean current lang kasi, kasama ko lang naman Filipino, I mean yung friend ko na Filipino, kami lang dalawa yung Pinoy. Kami lang yung nagtsitsismisan. Pero walang other, para bang papatayin kita or like I will wait for me outside the office.
My
Ano yun,
gosh.
high
Shut you
school
down.
lang. High
You
school.
don't know what I'm gonna do with this fork.
Hintayin mo ko, like, outside, I'm gonna beat you up, yung mga gano'n. But yeah, those are only on my pag talagang naiinis ako. Pero, yan nga, wala namang masyadong conflicts ngayon job. Previously, yun nga,
Dami.
previously lang talaga yung parang, so many things, so I don't wanna say it.
Ay, nako. I
Okey.
remember, yun nga, well, you can't take that away from every job. There's always like dramas, no? It's just
Mm-mm.
how you handle it and how you like keep it to
Yeah.
yourself.
Kasi different individuals, you're gonna put them in one place. We all have different ways of doing things. Of course, we're all gonna disagree at some point. But then, like when it moves in a different direction, if like what you mentioned, yung mga romantic stuff happen, and then like my gosh, it's a new equation of awkward and weird when you know you get in the middle of like those kind of like LQs and everything.
Oh
Speaking
my
of,
Speaking of, we have now reached that point. So
si
we
Jet
are
kasi
like,
you started with the crush eh. Then we start with the crush.
back to you, bro.
Ayun.
so yes, work romantic relationship. Are they ideal? Yes or no? Actually, you actually said something like it's not really the best, but like from
Your
how do you
opinion.
yeah, or your opinion, how do you think it could work, or like have you had experience where it did work, and how did it work?
Or it almost worked.
That was weird. I think it could work. It could if you are all in like the same page. Like you
Mm-mm,
should like do things professionally. But
mm-mm,
thinking about like for example, if there like something personal that happened, it's really hard to separate that one. Especially for
Mm.
example, mag-asawa na nasa work, nag-away sila ng babae yung isa. How would you
Hala.
stomach that one going and work? And yung babae is nasa office pa.
Oh no, oh
Mga ganong
no.
things. And yeah, I don't that's why I don't really prefer having someone to be in relationship, for example, with me in the office. I don't
Yeah.
think it will be healthy for me. So
Mm-mm, no.
Personally,
Yeah.
Personally.
it already ended when I went to the work previous job. but ka-workmate ko pa rin siya nung time. So, it was
Oh,
really awkward.
yeah.
Nga HR niya sa'kin, kailangan nito, kailangan ng ganyan. So, ako naman titingin lang ako sa kanya.
Short
Anyway,
answers.
yes.
Okay.
Yeah,
Uh,
like
uh,
ano, just keep it professional lang
Yeah,
talaga.
yeah.
Mm.
But, for, dating in the workplace, I
mm.
think naman tama rin si Jet na parang as long as may balance. I mean, sometimes it works. I've met people that working in the same workplace is ano, they're really just professional about it.
Mm-hmm.
Kapagka
Mm-hmm.
after parang sobrang wild na nila, gano'n. Okay,
Nasa break room na naman sila. Nasa break room.
okey.
Sorry.
Hoy, dami sa break room. No, I have ka-work kilala and then dun na rin sila nagkaroon ng baby, yun nagpakasal, gano'n. Sorry, napakasal
Magic.
muna bago baby. Sorry, 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 sorry. Um, but personally, I wouldn't really wanna have a romantic relationship. Wait, did I just say that right?
Yeah,
No,
yeah, yeah, it
Yeah,
makes sense.
kaya tama,
yeah.
tama. Kasi baka sabihin na parang fuckboy naman 'to. Joke lang, joke lang.
But
I-ano mo na lang yun.
no problem,
Gigilitin
no
mo na
problem.
lang.
Beep. I want to have those. You got to teach us how to do those
Yeah,
sound effects
those
and
those
stuff.
sounds.
I'll send you guys that.
Ooh, look at that.
Stand
Okay.
by.
'Di ba?
I
Yeah,
have a
yeah,
question. Sorry. No,
that
no,
that
no.
that that's about it.
I was gonna ask this actually here in with Mars Cheng Babe, she's actually I know I mean
Oh
we're
yeah.
talking about work relationship and she's working with her husband, right?
Alright!
Diba?
Oh
Like do
my
you wanna
god.
share also your
Oh
kind
my
of like
gosh.
how do you make
All
it
right.
work? How yeah.
Okay, guys. Ganito yun, ah. Kumapit kayo.
Kapit.
Kumapit.
Kapit.
No, at first, like, oh my gosh, kakakilig. I'm working with my partner. And then LQ started. I'm like, I don't want to talk to this guy, even look at him. But then you work together, so you'll pass by each other. Ayun din ma. And then other people will get affected. So we talked about it and say na if we have problems at work, like what Jet said, as long as you have that balance at work and then with your relationship, that's fine. So we had that talk like, okay, if we have problems, then push it outside the window, and then if we get to finish work, that's when we talk and continue arguing. No joke. But yeah, I think it's workable naman, like what you guys. It depends on the person. It depends on your
True.
relationship. Okasyon. Like you guys did say na if you guys wouldn't want to have a work relationship, romantic relationship. But feeling. It
You
just
know,
happens.
you catch them feelings.
It
Mm-mm.
happened.
Sometimes the arrow will just go shoot you, and then you're like,
Pating.
"Oh my gosh, I think I like this girl," or like, if ever. Do you think you're a person that could handle separating the relationship and work? Do you
And
think
if
you're the person?
or if ever that happened, like have you does having a crush at work does it make you more conscious in a way or like does it mess up your working I know or does it inspire you? I don't know. Like
Mm.
Mm,
Next
mm.
question, please.
Can I call a friend?
Call a friend.
Ayun na, friend mo, katabi mo.
Bro, ano ba 'yan? Like
Sige,
that.
I'll start siguro. So, ayun,
Sige.
ako kasi I never had a relationship in the office setting and actually avoid it. Ewan ko,
Mm-mm.
parang nagkaka-crush din ako. You feel inspired, you feel conscious, and for
Mm.
me, you work more to impress, but
Mm-mm.
may something talaga ako kapag, especially kapag teammate
Mm.
ko direct
Mm.
na ka-work. No, never talaga. Okay kapag sa ibang team, ibang ano,
Mm.
department, okay
Mm.
sa'kin, pero
Mm-mm.
and I think I know why I couldn't really it's hard for me to separate those feelings, as what you said. Na kapag
Mm.
nagka-conflict kami, hindi ko talaga siya mase-separate. Basta.
Mm.
I just
Hindi
avoid
na,
it.
we're in a relationship, we gotta fix it here.
Yeah.
Eto
May
na.
hugot every work. Every
Yeah.
work.
Every
You're
work.
saying something and then somebody's like, "Oh, shit."
Kasi sine-save ko 'yan.
No meaning. Dumadabog.
Sana all sine-save as.
Sana all sinisip.
Joke lang,
Sana
joke.
may delete.
Oh my. Oh my.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
wait, what was the question again? Nawala.
Parang would you ever act on a crush? Are you the type that would do that or like
Are you a person that
Um,
could survive ship at work, cannot control your feeling?
yes and no, I would say.
Ah,
I mean, personality-wise, I would not really show gusto ko yung tao or hindi.
mm,
Pero in terms of being emotional at work because of like, relationship problems, I would say na it's difficult for me to balance it out. Siyempre kasi you're constantly thinking about it, especially if you're not work or if
Mm.
you've stopped working, 'di ba? Pero at work naman, if I have a crush sa work, crush lang 'yun. Eh,
Mm.
Mm-mm.
crush lang 'yun. Pero
Kilig-kilig lang pag may time.
Mm-mm. Mm-mm.
ihi-ihi lang, yung mga gano'n, kilig-kilig.
Ay,
Yeah.
nag-hi.
Tingle, tingle.
Sobrang ano, sobrang crush pero I wouldn't really say it to other people or I
Mm.
would say na, it doesn't really change the fact that I'm still working and
Mhm.
then, yes, I do have a crush on this person, pero I'm still keep professional. Parang maybe pagka sa labas, I would just talk to the person pero hindi naman overly attached na, "Ay, what are you doing here?" Yung parang gano'n.
That's scary.
Weirdo. Sobrang
Did you send your paper? Deadline
Yun.
na.
But then, pros and cons dun, I mean, there are people that there are some workmates or ex-workmates of mine that told me na, "Oh, crush ka ni ganito." Sabihin ko, "Huh? I don't
Yeah. Oh,
pogi
really?
ko naman." 'Di ba?
Hindi naman ako affected. Oh,
No,
sige.
I mean, siguro before yung mga nagkaka-crush ako sa client,
Oo.
that was weird. Pero
Talking some in like serious talk tapos naka-ano, ngiti ka na the whole
nakagano'n ako
meeting.
parang
Parang,
yung background music nandun
Yeah.
nga, eh. Kasi nga
It's like, "I'm so sorry that happened to you.
oo,
I really feel sorry for you."
but yeah. Jokes aside, I would not really show it. It doesn't really affect someness if you
Mm.
have current relationship tapos problema kayo. Yeah, you have to really solve it or make yourself busy. Just wait for
True.
until the end of the day and then talk about ganun.
We did mention about workplace drama, but I'm not sure if we
mhm.
shared if you guys ever got involved with a workplace drama. Maybe you guys didn't start it and then they just drag you in because they want you to be the middle person. Was there any experience like that?
No way.
Middle person. So what do you guys do? Like it's your problem. You guys deal with it.
Like,
I
wala akong
guess
sinasali
I
dyan.
I
Yeah.
guess I can start dun sa
Yeah,
ano.
yeah, yeah.
Previously naman kasi as an HR, we're always the middle person.
Mm-mm.
Mm-mm.
So, but then we professional in terms of just listening to both parts and how to solve it. Pero if it
Mm-mm.
was more of outside work, pero they're still putting it, they still want me to be in a professional. Ano, like
Yeah.
no, I'm sorry,
Like,
bala kayo dyan. I'm
oo.
not getting paid. I'm not getting paid to just like
Yeah,
fix
this
your.
is
But I don't share
You don't
confidential.
have to.
No need to share that.
Mamaya na lang pagkatapos.
yeah, afterwards you share the tea.
Alam mo ba, si ganito. Joke lang.
Keep adding on the soundtrack.
Mm.
Mm,
Pero sunod-sunod, tut, 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 wala na
mm-mm.
pala.
Ikaw, bro.
Nag-iisip nga ako workplace drama. Because yeah, I usually avoid conflicts. Pag may nag-aaway,
Safe.
hinahayaan ko lang sila, "O sige, mag-away kayo."
Mm-mm.
But yeah, there was a time like I needed to really step in. So I was in this
Oh.
project and I became somewhat the lead. So
Um,
they're talking about some ideas that needs to be implemented, why and why
Yeah.
it doesn't. So they're really clashing. It's really my first time hearing that time, but I really need to step in because it's my position. But yeah,
Yeah.
back then, yeah, me as a passive person, I just listened to them, but no, I needed to like be more assertive that time. So why we
Assert.
should do this? Why should not do this?
Yeah.
And yeah, I think that's how I handled it. And I just explained to them why
Mm-mm.
we wouldn't push through with something. Not everyone would agree. Not everyone would be really happy with the decision, but it's the
Mm.
decision that I made that time, and I think that's the best thing that would go through.
Because you did say, diba, like
Mm,
everybody's intention, they
yeah.
have this tension mode. Why not step in and just like go, eto na nga, you
Yeah.
guys are not listening eh.
Mm,
I will just give you a suggestion, just deal with this. You guys are not giving any
yep,
ideas and
yep.
stuff.
And
Yeah.
basically, if things escalate, it will be more problematic for us because if we
Mm.
mm-mm.
couldn't handle it ourselves, then it will be the big bosses, and it will be yeah, everyone will be alarmed and stuff. So we really need
Yeah.
to
True.
settle it. Just
True.
make it easy for us.
True
And
naman.
and
True.
as a leader, you're like, leader ako eh.
Yeah, I
Mapapagalitan
need
din
to
ako dito
decide.
eh.
Yeah.
Papagalitan din ako dito sa akin, babalik ko lahat.
Yeah.
Maawa naman
You
kayo
would
sa akin.
yeah.
And I'm like, sobrang bait ko usually. Yun nga yung sinasabi nila sa
Mm.
akin na hindi ako nagagalit, masyado daw akong mabait sa
Uh-uh.
mga tao na kunyari, na feeling ko pwede nila akong abusuhin. Pero at the
Mm.
same
Mm.
time, I feel very thankful kasi sa lahat ng mga naging teammates ko, lahat sila talagang alam kong capable, lahat sila talagang worthwhile working with. Talagang okay sila ka-work. It's just that sometimes circumstances and ideologies clashes and stuff.
Mm-mm.
Mm,
Everybody thinks differently.
yeah.
Sabi,
Exactly.
oh, Philippine working talaga yan. Gaganon.
Oh,
I was like, really? I have
At
to
some
work.
point.
Depends.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it really depends.
Actually, if ever, kasi you're talking about din like that stereotype din of Filipino hardworking and stuff like what are like toxic work practices that you feel are too glorified na parang like yun nga like one of the ones I was thinking about like people like saying oh OT is good na parang you're rewarded for it even though technically you know when work is done dapat you know diba so like do you have anything like that
go, Carl. Or,
Eh, ah,
work practices na parang feeling mo it's kind of dated na parang maybe they should like improve upon.
Oh, like bringing work from home? Mga ganon?
Yeah, ganun.
I mean, in terms of overtime, yes, you get paid. I mean,
Yeah naman.
there are some people or some companies that don't get paid overtime. But then
Mm-mm.
tama ka rin naman in terms of they should have already done work within the
Mm-mm.
working hours.
Mm-mm.
And what I would say to that naman din is we will all constantly have work or workload talaga. And kaya nga we're working, 'di ba?
Mm-mm.
Mm-hmm.
But at the same time, it will never go away.
True.
So you
Yeah.
just really need to prioritize which
True.
kind of which job you're gonna finish today or basta ma-manage mo lang talaga yung time. In terms of yung toxic trait company, I would say toxic trait ng company mismo.
Yeah, 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 yeah. Go, go, go.
So,
Yeah.
I
It
would
doesn't have
say
to be current.
current or
Like just
previous.
in general. Yeah.
I mean, I guess it would be more of this is also included with the government thing kasi in terms
Okay.
of like yung regarding payments or regarding like not much people know about for example here in Hong Kong lalo na kapag bago ka lang sa work no one knows about how to pay for tax, how to fill the
Oh.
form. Yung mga ganun or kaya nga nandun yung or how to like although that's because they're kaya nga may HR to just help out with those stuff. Pero
Mm-mm.
syempre, like most of the companies now they would just give you handbook or to read and then videos to watch but they don't really like talk to you or walang interpersonal relationship with the company and the employee.
Mm-mm.
That's what I see because you're getting bigger parang ganun.
True.
So you have
Yeah.
a lot of
Yeah. Yeah.
workmates you don't even know who's your boss parang
Mm-mm.
ganun.
So here's
Mm-mm.
a video, you just learn it na
Yeah,
lang.
yeah,
I won't
exactly.
I won't have this relationship with you. I'll just it's convenient. Somewhat ganun. Mm.
Eh, I guess so pre malaki rin company really like do it one
Expect.
by one pero
Tama naman.
syempre it would be nice, still nice for new people or for to have some people from higher up to at least just say, oh, this is us, we're busy, we will have this and that, and gonna,
True.
pero
Like you
too
don't see
demanding
us.
naman.
Like they might not have time to see you guys, but maybe once every 2 months, like oh, just to show
Yeah, like
yourself.
check in, ganun. Yeah.
We also had previously nga sa work, like we would have our CEO from the UK to send
Mm.
us kapag birthday mo magse-send sila ng birthday message. Kahit na yung
Oh.
assistant
Aw.
yung nag-message, 'di ba? Okay lang, masaya na ako dun.
Mm-mm.
She cares.
You feel special.
I'm special. But yeah, wala naman other how about you, bro?
yeah. So
Yo,
I think,
bro.
yeah. So for me, I think it's also the same. Like I just want to emphasize on what you guys are mentioning about overtime.
Mm.
Like work will be work. It will stay the same tomorrow. Just need to
Mm-mm.
prioritize because I know some people who are like workaholics. They want to like finish works in advance, and which is not really necessary. I don't know.
Mm-mm.
Perhaps they just want some promotion or something like that. But then at the end of the day, we're still not the owners of the company. We're
True.
Mm.
just employees of the company. We're not the one who's going to be so much richer. It's
Yeah.
the company itself.
Yeah, true.
And yeah, in line with that one as well, I could also see that one also common misconception is with the management as what Carlo mentioned, management um
Mm.
relationship with the actual people who are working to the employees. For example, for
Mhm.
us, for the bosses and to the ones in the productions, because sometimes they
Yeah.
really don't they look things on the management side only on the top view. So when we're doing the estimates and stuff, they think it's really
Mhm.
easy to implement, for example, a web page. It's just straightforward. But for the implementation of a web page or a system, it we do a lot of considerations, especially when
Mhm.
it's like encompassing different technologies and different other systems, something like that one. So yeah, it's really really tricky to bridge that gap So
Yeah.
what's really nice to have, what I have like in my current company is like we have a lot of meetings to actually bridge those gaps, because it really becomes difficult when the top management misunderstands that, and the people below don't really get compensated or rewarded as to how they should be rewarded, because they're really working hard for the things that should be implemented.
So,
True.
Mm,
At the end, we just want to be appreciated with the work we're
Mm-mm.
doing and
yeah.
not hopefully people won't think that they're just putting numbers. Oh, okay, they're just
Yeah.
clicking just to put pictures. Like, excuse me, mag-edit pa ako. Tapos may mga mistakes pa. So you
Mm,
have to redo stuff. So little things. It's like what Carlos said, yung mga birthday cards, kahit
Yeah.
like a piece of paper written like I love you. Joke. Like,
I
like
appreciate
thank
you. You
you.
the man.
Yeah, you're my favorite. Wow.
Yeah,
Joke.
we're all kind of like ano yun, parang the way they say na parang we're all like body parts, we're all working towards a common goal. Like we're all necessary, we're all like,
Mm,
you're the
needed
gears of the
talaga.
company.
Tama, tama.
Contribute mo. Pagka nawala
you're
yung
my
isa,
joint.
ay, join.
Joint.
You're
Sorry, may arthritis. Alright.
We were talking about toxic. Sorry, why am I like emphasizing on toxic and everything? But I was gonna talk about working in a Filipino company versus a Western company, or like from the working within the Philippines, if you worked in the Philippines and elsewhere. Do you see like major differences? Like, and then like, are there maybe pros and cons? I think especially for you, because you were working in the Philippines at one point, diba? Parang was it did you find it were there what was the pros firstly for working in a Philippine company, and then later on like compared to like in Singapore, and then also you can give cons afterward.
So working in a Filipino company. So one of the pros, syempre, you speak in your native language. In
Mm,
Mm-mm.
Filipino, when you have meetings, you converse ideas more freely.
Mm-mm.
Yeah, when actually moved to Singapore, it's somewhat the same, because the people who hired me are actually Filipinos.
Filipinos.
Oh,
It's
okay,
interesting.
cool.
So when I
It's
didn't
like you
really,
never left.
yeah, it's like I
Yeah.
never left. So
Kabayan, you're here.
in my previous company, most of most of the people in our office are either Indians or Filipinos. So it's somewhat
Okay.
actually the same. I think it's just the setting that's different. I'm in Singapore. So difference is that the independence thing. So here I do everything. When I go home, I have the laundry. I have to think about my food. I have to think about everything and stuff. But in the Philippines, yeah, I have home. I just go home and
Mm.
sleep. The only
Mm-mm.
difference as well also is the travel time. So
Oh
back
yeah.
there in the Philippines, grabe yung travel time ko, 2 hours,
Traffic.
one way. Mabilis na yun. While here in Singapore, it's like 30 minutes. Relaxed pa ako, as in nakapagpahinga
Mm-mm.
pa, nakatulog pa ako sa work-wise naman, sa environment, well, kasi dito, very fast-paced siya. Medyo relaxed kasi yung mga ka-team ko dati, mga Pinoy. Eh, dito parang, yung sa previous ko na office, parang kailangan lahat ma-deliver mo agad-agad, ganyan. Tas lahat planned and stuff. So I think culture-wise, siguro dahil nga sa Singapore, very fast-paced. So
Mm-mm.
Yeah.
feeling ko dapat efficient yung mga bagay-bagay. And I think one thing
Mm,
that could have it also is it depends on the company, I think also.
Yeah,
Because back
true.
in the Philippines, well, that's a Filipino setting. Medyo traditional eh. As in, lahat kailangan documented and stuff. Tapos lahat may approval, which I find it
Mm.
hard. You
ah,
just, for example, in a simple system, you need like a lot of signatures to
oh,
get
yes.
it changed. Like just a simple label, and it takes you like 2 days. But the simple change, it takes you like less than even 30 minutes, less than 15 minutes.
Mm-mm.
Well, yeah, I think those
There's a lot of steps. You
yeah,
mean?
there's a lot of
You need
steps.
to
Yeah.
Ah.
check in with all these peeps.
Instead of like,
Mm.
okay, give everything to this person. Hindi. It's
Yep,
like,
yep, yep.
oh, you go to this person for this, you go to this person for that.
Mm-mm.
Mm.
Yeah, actually medyo paikot-ikot sometimes yung Philippines, the way they do things. Like it's supposed to be like straightforward lang. The actual work is quick, pero yeah,
Uh-uh.
like you
Mm.
said, medyo it goes through like so many
But
steps.
yeah, well, another thing also that's different is because nga Singapore is multicultural. So
Mm.
hindi lang kasi okay, may Filipinos, may Indians sa office, pero meron ding mga French, may mga American, iba-iba. So you really need to know how to deal with them. Like
Mm-mm.
they have different
Mm.
traditions. For example, Indians, you can't really touch them, tap them on the back. It will be very rude for them.
Mm.
Mm.
And sometimes you'll see them just walking around in the office like barefoot, or sometimes they don't even take a bath. Seriously. They don't
Yeah.
wash themselves for a week because it's part of their rituals. And for Filipinos, we're very hygienic.
Mm-mm. Ligo every
Actually,
day, twice a day.
yeah, yeah. Some of the things that you like quite different.
So adjust
Yeah.
with different cultures then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mm.
Like what you said also, you worked in the Philippines, there's Filipinos and all. You're working in Singapore, there's also Filipinos. But I also think I noticed I feel like there's a difference with that too, because culturally, like what you said, they try to adjust like you are doing with different cultures then. So in like for them, they're not as like culture like okay, in the Philippines we're like this and that. But then
Mm.
it's more on like okay, it's different here.
Different here. Yeah.
Yeah. Carlo.
For me, I've never really worked in a Filipino.
Oh.
Not sure if I'm lucky, but um, I'm lucky enough to work with Filipinos, locals, and
Yeah.
different cultures. Then, but I would, in preference, naman, I would prefer work other other cultures, or
Yeah.
not so much with Filipinos. Not
Mm,
because I mean, okay lang naman yung ano, like dalawa lang kami, yung tatlo lang kami.
Mm-mm.
Pero
yeah.
yung buong
Mm-mm.
kumpanya Pinoy, grabe
Yeah,
talaga.
medyo something.
No, I would say, I mean, yeah, I would say it would be more of a dramatic,
Yeah.
kasi us for us kasi I would say na we're all emotional in our ways.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
We when we deal with conflicts or
Mm-mm.
any interest that we don't really like agree with,
Yeah.
I would say na sobrang outspoken din tayo.
Mm-mm.
So
Yeah.
yun yung nagiging issue. But I mean, I guess it really depends on what type of person.
Mm.
True. True.
I mean, sa company ko ngayon dalawa lang kaming Pinoy.
Yeah.
And I mean, we're both just like strong personalities kami at work. Pero work is work, you know.
Mm-mm.
After that,
Mm-mm.
okay lang yan, chismisan, ganyan, ganyan. Pero previously, especially working with my sister, who's also Filip,
Yeah.
I have others who. Well, the only good thing is we work in a different department, and we would still communicate. Pero it doesn't. We don't really put our personal matters sa kung anong problema man personally. We won't really talk about it within work.
Mm.
Don't know about Philippine company, but in the UK based company naman, they're all just like, yeah, they're also very outspoken, I would say.
Yeah.
Straightforward din sila na if ever there's an issue, we would have to talk about it now.
Mm.
Mm.
Yeah, but privately rather than telling it
Oh
to
my
others.
gosh, yes.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Parang
Magpaparinig pa.
Oo,
Sa
gossip,
third.
gossip. Oh my gosh.
Alam mo, yung mga tao diyan.
pero yung I would say like local company.
Mm.
Same as Singapore, very fast. Like I'm very traditional din. Like boss ako maaano.
Mm-mm.
Mm.
Ako anong tawag? Listen to me.
Follow.
Yung ganun.
Mm-mm.
Not to me.
Listen.
You listen to me.
You listen to me. Ah. I still talking. Ah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
It's
I
English.
didn't ask anything. Ganun. But yeah, that's
And I heard from others too who worked with a lot of Filipinos in maybe not a Filipino company. They would say like, oh, they might get too comfortable. Eh, kaibigan naman kita, mamaya na lang. I'll just
Yeah.
yes.
do this and
Mm,
that. They get
yeah.
too comfortable. And then Mars, she
Yes, I
worked in
worked in
a
a
Filipino bank.
PNB. Philippine Bank.
Oh,
Sorry, I named it.
Cut mo na
But
lang yan.
got na lang.
yeah,
But yeah, it was like I don't know. I lasted 2 years. I don't know how that was. Pero medyo like yun nga, it's like so like yung politics within work and just like everyone has like their own like agenda, their own
Agenda.
side, and parang
Mm.
little mini cliques here and there, and then parang I'm just quite like you, Jet. I'm very passive din na parang I don't want to get involved pero they all have like a galit sa isa, ito galit sa isa, and then parang oh how do you feel, and then nag-aawayan sila in front of me and I'm like please like
You
save
don't have a
me.
choice already.
Yes, because I was
By
like
the way,
I'm okay with everybody because I'm working with you all.
yeah.
Sige, like it was weird because all these were all like the managers, like the bosses. I was there in the middle, and then ito galit sa likod ko, and
Mm,
then mag something, and I'm like okay. But yeah, so to summarize, medyo it
toxic.
can be quite the experience working
mm,
in a Filipino
So
company.
the journey.
It
Yeah, I
is.
feel like we're very emotional in that way.
Yes.
Like privately, and then sometimes we can get too loud with our
just want
we're
to add also.
emotional
So
people.
Yes, please.
I just remembered because okay, so I have a friend actually because me I haven't really worked in like a local Singaporean company here. So I'm mostly
Mm-mm.
working in Western companies who are like deployed here in Singapore. So it's like very lax, very chill. But I had a friend who worked in a Singaporean company and she was saying like they're being they're being treated like machines. So we need to
Mm.
finish this fast, fast, fast like that one, which is kind of different with how we're working. For example, in the Philippines, at least we're treated as humans. That oh, I can't really finish this. We should move this tomorrow, something like that one. But they're even forced to work overtime on the weekend. It's like every cent
Oh
paid to
wow.
them should count.
Oh no.
So yeah, there are some companies who are like that, especially the local ones here in Singapore.
So get
Gosh.
Yeah, that's how efficiency is like a trade-off.
I'm
Yata.
thinking then like other Asian countries like parang Japan, no? Like mostly Asia, like the ones that are like really strict with like seniority and
with
time
time.
and everything.
Oh, and in
Okay, sorry,
Japan,
Mars.
right? So it's
Yeah,
like
Japan.
in Japan, if you're like a junior, you need to be earlier than your boss. Then
Yeah.
you need to leave later than your boss.
Oh my
Mm-mm.
gosh.
So that's how it works.
That's crazy.
It really does have like with culture talaga and tradition. Like it really
Mm.
does influence how like a workplace environment and like how how happy or how fulfilled they are in their job. And sorry, Mars, you were gonna ask.
I forgot. Wait, let me try to remember. Oh yeah, you. No, because like Jet is in Singapore working, and then Carlos here working. Then we're working
Mm-mm.
with different cultures. Have you ever felt like they were quite racist with you at some
Yeah.
point? Maybe they joke just to make it less pink. Or was there any racism
Or
experience at
or
work
were you like if not like racism, parang was there like a certain stereotype that
or
they
stereotype? Yeah.
like I don't know, were you the token Filipino or something like that? I don't know.
Stereotype. What? I guess it's more. Oh, you're Filipino, so you can sing, you can dance. Uh, luckily enough, I can sing. Yes, but what if I wasn't, diba? What's
Mm,
Mm.
the issue here? You're gonna know us. But racism wise, or no, sorry, racism wise. What in terms of racism? I don't think they can do that to me. Siyempre, HR as well.
yeah.
For lucky enough that I don't hear it. Yung mga
Mm.
ganun. But I mean, we still practice inclusivity and diversity. So which is good.
Mm.
Same goes for my current office. I hope.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. In terms of naman yung ganun, nothing, which is a good
Yeah.
Yeah.
more of like stereotyping like, "Oh, what's this Filipino time?" Mga gano'n.
Mm,
Ah, late
Oh, those stuff.
late.
bloomer.
Yeah. What's this,
True.
like, talents you guys have? "Oh, man with so many talents, gano'n sila. But
Like perform
Like
for office party ganun.
oh, yes. Oh
'Di
my
ba?
God,
run,
nakakainis.
Yes, yeah.
be the clown or the can.
Same for me. Most people who work during office parties, like year-end parties, are mostly Filipinos.
Mm.
Yeah.
Representing the
Yeah,
entertainment.
represent all around.
Totoo yun.
Oh, so that's good. That's good naman like we're mostly positive because like well, yeah,
Mm.
sure, we're talented. Why not? Why not? We'll take that.
Mm.
But there's always a but. Don't take advantage of us. Don't take advantage
Mm,
of that stereotype.
But you're
mm,
always late. Parang gano'n. But
But they're really-
but
yeah, it really depends on the people like around us. Like you don't have
Mm.
to follow the stereotype. You don't have to be late all the time, sing karaoke. But then that's what we love. So
yeah.
that's the stressful me.
sorry, Jet, you're
Okay.
about to share.
Oh, yeah, yeah. So yeah, in terms of racism, so well, my first company, all Filipinos, so I don't think we could be racist in that
True.
environment. So actually, it's us who's like talking, oh, that
To each
one,
other.
yung isa hindi na naman naligo. Actually, it's us. It's actually like that. It's like a Filipino thing, I
Tayo.
think.
Oh, judgmental. Yeah, we
Oh,
do.
true
But yeah,
that.
yeah. But in my current work, so we're quite diversified in terms of like nationalities, and it's actually my company's like one of the policies, even the thing that we're promoting of to racism. You know, we have this stuff like allow blacklisting and whitelisting. I think it has
Mm.
been in the news. So we have even changed those terms in our code base
Oh,
because it's like promoting racism.
true naman. I never thought of that.
So we're
Mm.
really into that sense, like we're against racism. So yeah, ever
What
since
do you
I've
call
Mm.
it?
been in,
Is it
Yeah,
hmm?
well, I'm
process?
curious din ako.
So we
What
changed
is
it
it called now?
allow list and
Candidate.
block,
Oh, allow.
not block,
Oh,
but block,
Block.
block.
BLOCK. Yeah. I think it's
Yeah,
been a change also in the actual
The
jargons,
letter, oh, I see that.
international. Yeah.
they're changing the
Mm.
spelling. Eh.
Mm,
Yeah. Yeah.
I see, I
It's
see.
neat.
block list ko na.
If you have the accent, yeah.
Block
Block.
list. Let's go.
Blocklist.
To because we've already covered then like parang highs and lows working and the relationships we form and establish in a workplace environment. um Actually, we have like parang the last few things are mostly like messages to yourselves and stuff, or like let's say, what do you wish you'd known prior to accepting your job, or like parang like a message to yourself starting out in this whole workplace thing, like what would you do differently, or what would you give advice to yourself, ganun.
Note to yourself your for example, your first job, what could you have done better? What
Mm.
advice would you say to yourself? Like, okay, this is what you have to do in this workplace. This is what you have to like search before.
You're
But
like, mm-mm.
Me first. You first, bro.
sige ka lang, bro.
Okay. Sa akin, actually, I think it's just to be more goal oriented. Like know what you want,
Mm,
know where you are at the moment, and know what you want, and know how you're going there. Because when I actually started working back then, I just took the job that gives a good pay and gives good opportunity in terms of like exposure and experience, I think. But what I really wanted back then actually was to be, it's weird. I wanted to be a game developer,
Ooh.
but I'm really far off from that. No, I'm not even developing games, but I don't regret actually. But back then, if I would go back then, I should have been more goal oriented. I should have taken jobs that are actually going to point me to that direction. And I think in the IT world, so it should be fine because you could just learn things on the go, but the building foundations, because we have this called specialization. So I
mm,
experienced that before that. I wanted to apply to some job, but because I don't have that specific number of years of specialization for
yeah.
that specific job, I couldn't get in there.
Mm.
So yeah, that's one thing actually. And yeah, I think that's pretty much just more planning and know where you're heading at.
Mm, nice.
Hmm.
Isip tuloy ako.
That's a good
Oo,
answer, actually. Mm-mm.
yeah, that's
You're like
I mean,
Carter's like, how could I?
uy, wala naman. Walang gano'n, Mars.
Or how can I supplement that? Like, how can I give
I
my
agree.
own answer? Mm.
Agree muna ako kay ano, to know your one thing that I can add or to myself, I wouldn't really say it's
Mm,
good to have experience,
True.
diba? But the thing is, what I would note to myself whenever you either still staying in a job or you're still gonna move
mm,
for to another job, make sure the benefits that you can get, take it. Like
yeah.
medical wise, kung ano mang maibibigay sa company, ganun. Take
Mm-mm.
your leave. Work is work. Don't overwork.
Mm,
Huwag kang magpakitang gilas
True.
kasi ganun lang naman yung pera mo.
exactly.
Magpunta
They
din yan
won't add.
oo.
Tama naman.
In terms of for me, I would tell myself or my previous, Google is your best.
Mm, true, true,
Um,
true.
and
Information's
no,
there.
yeah, in terms of like goal, I could have just because I really didn't know that I wanted to be an HR. 'Cause previously, I wanted to be an architect, like design.
Mm. Mm.
Finding this, I like to help a lot of people. Yeah, so continue on. Do not. You should just really find your motivation to keep moving forward. Yung ganun.
Mm,
Yeah, I guess that's about it.
no,
Huwag masyadong
nice.
emotional. Yun na lang.
True.
Nice, because like the two of you, you both eventually like found, like your calling in a way. I mean,
Mm,
I know that Jet, he said he wanted to be a game developer, but still where you are, you're pretty satisfied then in your enjoying the work hard, play hard environment and everything. And with
Mm.
Carlo, yeah, you know what you know what you're I mean, you're calling at na parang you wanted to help people and then you got there eventually. So yeah,
mm,
experience is always good. We have to go through all that to finally eventually reach where we want to go. So
yeah.
yeah.
Thank you. Oh, thank you guys for
Okay,
your
this was
time.
amazing. Yeah, like medyo seryoso yung topic and it got a little bit juicy, but
Ah, thank you for
you-
inviting. Yeah.
Yeah, thanks
No,
for
it's a
inviting us.
pleasure. Oh, it's your time to somewhat promote because you guys have like
yes,
Kumu, right? Kumu.
Bro, go.
yes.
Oo nga, I'm pretty sure you have like topic.
Yeah. Actually, yeah, the thing is like yeah, I'm just starting out with some friends with some regular show in Kumu.
Yeah.
So okay, just to let you know. So me, I usually do game streaming, Mobile Legends in Kumu, and I sing and I write songs. So yeah, we're actually doing some show with a friend of mine. Like we're writing songs and breaking down the lyrics about the song that we've written, and we're playing live. So it's something that would like keep the creative juices on our minds, and it's something
Uy.
that gives me inspiration off from like the usual computer work also. So that one we're on a break this year end to have better planning. But next year
Mhm.
we're planning to have it every Fridays, like
Why
evenings,
not?
Nice.
but
Mr.
twice a
Casual.
month, something like one. But we'll
Mm.
keep you guys posted.
Mm.
Mm.
I will put all the links, information on our
Yeah.
pages
Yep.
and yeah.
We'll bombard you with questions like, "Hui, what is your social media?" And
Uh-uh.
just
Social
post it
media. Let's
there.
go.
Social media with a J.
Yep. But we just sorted out and yep.
Right. But
Nice.
yeah, in Kumu, I usually will be every after
Mm.
that will be around like usually 10 a.m. But
Yeah.
if possible, I will do it 4 p.m. 5 just before.
Mm-mm.
Normally I would do some game stream then. Like Fall Guys, yung mga ganun, Phasmophobia, or just a random tambayan live
Yeah.
kanta or people really want to talk about or just don't want to vent out. Always open to talk.
Mm.
I would invite some people, like, just sing lang, to do some arts, yung mga ganun.
Nice.
Nice.
And
Nice.
soon
Sweet.
enough, ladies, you should be in
Yeah.
Kumu as well. I'll
We
introduce
actually
you
have
to
an
them.
account, but we
Yeah.
still need
Please,
to learn how to use it.
please teach us. Please teach us.
Will
Yeah.
do.
Yep.
Thank you.
Thank you
Okay.
very much.
Yeah, thank you talaga for your time, guys. So once again, you've got your Kumares.
Michelle, aka Cheng Babe, and
Bethany, aka Betcha by Galiwao, and a big thanks again to our two special guests, Kumpareng Carlo and Kumpareng
Yep.
Jet.
all right,
Okay.
3,
Okay.
2, 1. Kita
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 kit!
kit.
kit!
Sabay!
Hey.
Woo!
Hey!
Yay!